Good morning, y'all. It is day 137, leaving Thistle Hill Shelter and headed into Hanover, New Hampshire. Gonna be crossing over the Connecticut River today, which separates Vermont from New Hampshire. And it did not rain during the night, but it is cloudy now, and the new forecast says it's going to start raining about 9 or 10 o'clock. So we might duck into a little town called West Hartford and stay there if it's really coming down, because we have to walk through the edge of that town. Not a lot there, but I think there's a post office and a general store. And yeah, short day. Again, it's only 14 and a half miles, and it should give me some time to get to the post office in Hanover to pick up my new shoes, because these have had it. I have several holes in them, and the tread's coming apart, and it's worn down. So yeah, made it from Duncannon, Pennsylvania to the New Hampshire border. So not too bad for Brooks Cascadia. And that's about it. I don't think there's a whole lot of views. It's going to be a kind of a downhill and maybe a little bit of up. And then it kind of levels back off and just kind of cruises back into town. So yeah, that's it. And let's get going. Crossing the Connecticut River, I leave Vermont and enter Hanover, New Hampshire. This is the 13th state heading north and has about 160 miles of the Appalachian Trail. The mountain ranges from 620 up to 6,288 feet, and there are more miles above tree line than any other state. It holds the wicked White Mountains, and for that reason alone, many thru hikers consider New Hampshire the toughest state of all. Hanover's main street and the Appalachian Trail coincide. It is one of 10 towns on the Appalachian Trail that has that, and it is the last trail town for Nobos. It was chartered in 1761, with most of the first inhabitants coming from Connecticut, and only 8 years later established Dartmouth College in this small town. Even today, it remains relatively small, with only a population of about 11,000. It has been rated in the top 10 places to live in America by several organizations. They pride themselves in welcoming AT hikers, applaud and celebrate their perseverance and the achievements. This is led by the Hanover area Friends of the AT, who have repaired blazes, arranged for special discounts for hikers from merchants, and created a shower laundry facility in the recreation center. This other awesome group here is the Dartmouth Outing Club, the oldest and largest collegiate outing club in the United States that also maintains 50 miles of the AT. Hey y'all. Well, 137 has come to an end, and another really nice day. It did sprinkle rain a little bit on us coming through that eastern part of Vermont, but we were in the woods with a lot of canopy, so we didn't really get that wet. But saw several really nice, idyllic villages here in eastern Vermont. We went through West Hartford and also Norwich, Vermont. Just lovely old communities developed in the really late 1700s, early 1800s. Still, some of the original buildings are still standing. The old meeting house, which is just the church, and the schoolhouse, and some of the really old houses, some of the first ones in the area. A lot of dirt roads and small rivers and bridges, just really pretty. And eventually made our way over to the Connecticut River and crossed that and came into New Hampshire. So yeah, second to last state before Maine, obviously. And that is, we're in the town of Hanover now, which is a really cool place. Dartmouth College is here. There's a lot of restaurants and, places to shop and breweries, and just, it's somewhat commercially, accessible to hikers for whatever it may be, outfitting, Walmarts and things like that. So I think it's the last trail town that the AT actually goes down Main Street on the AT as far as going northbound. So yeah, I was staying here at the Coolidge Hotel, which is not named after President Coolidge, but it's named after his father, which I found kind of fascinating, who didn't even live here. He just lived like 40 miles away in the area. But that's where we're staying. And some of our other hikers are doing a zero here tomorrow, just like we are. Rocket Man here are sharing a room. Chef is here, Big Dipper, Cinderella. Saw a few other hikers in town, but they were going to continue on. And just as they were leaving, a huge thunderstorm rolled in. I'm sure they got really, really wet, but not us. We are here safe and sound in the hotel, and gonna go out and eat some dinner and kind of rest up. I was able to get my new shoes, which was very grateful to my wife for sending those. Boy, those ones I wore, as you saw in the picture, big holes in them, treads coming apart. it was time for a new pair. But they made it 700 plus miles, so I'm happy with that. And that is about it. We are going to take a zero tomorrow. We're actually pretty busy. I got to do laundry. I got to get resupply tomorrow. I got to upload and work on a lot of videos. As I said, it may become a kind of sporadic because the towns are not set up really well to find Wi-Fi and get some of these uploaded. So I may miss a day or two going forward over the next 4 or 5 weeks. We'll have to see. So it won't be a video tomorrow. I'm going to be really busy uploading these, doing resupply, and actually talking to some of the hostels and other people about slack packing. We're about to enter the White Mountains, which most would consider the toughest part of the entire Appalachian Trail. So we're trying to gear up for that, logistically, just see how far we can get. Most people say you probably should cut your miles in half. So if you're comfortable doing 18 or 20, you should be doing 9 or 10. They're just huge ascents, and they're very steep descents coming back down, very rocky and above tree line, a lot of exposure, very dependent on weather. And I think 3 days after we leave here, we actually go over Mount Moosilauke, which most people say takes about 12 hours just to get over that mountain alone. And it's only like 9 or 10 miles. So yeah, big days are coming, and we're kind of gearing up for that and just kind of planning out the itinerary. But that's it. I'm going to enjoy my zero tomorrow, so no video, and we'll reconnect after that. So look for the following days to come. And that's about it. Thanks everybody for watching and making it with me to New Hampshire here. Pretty exciting. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye, y'all.